Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, call Allah Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Yakakwadash. Of course, double honors go out to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Alright, through the Holy Spirit, that is, continue to teach this truth to all of us. And with great humility, and deserve double honors. This is Naaman with the DC camp. And I ran across this, and this is one of these things that make you angry, and you don't necessarily have to be a former member of the U.S. military or military in general, but to fully understand it, yeah. Alright, but for those of you that didn't, you didn't miss out on anything. Alright, but wow, this is from Newsbreak. And it says, we feel incredibly betrayed. Thousands of guardsmen forced to vacate Capitol. Alright. Wow. This is an example of why we tell you, Jakes, those of you that hadn't, I just mentioned, that never served, hey, you didn't miss anything. Alright. But for you all that are in there now, please get out. And if you're thinking about it, don't. Alright, guardsmen forced to vacate Capitol. Now they went through all of this, put all these troops here in DC. Alright, still here. They say they're going to be here maybe another month, I don't know. Subject to change at any moment. I don't know. Today's 22nd January. 2 days after the, Biden took office. Alright, let me go ahead and read it. You see them here. Now this is where they were moved to. Let me read the story here, because it's no other way to say it. It's fucked up. Alright. It says thousands of National Guardsmen were allowed back into the Capitol Thursday night. Hours after U.S. Capitol Police, the ones that got their ass kicked, officials ordered them to vacate the facilities, sending them outdoors to nearby parking garages after 2 weeks pulling security duty after the deadly riot on January 6th. Man, time is passing fast. Again, it says one unit which had been resting in the Dirksen Senate office building was abruptly told to vacate the facility on Thursday. It's yesterday, according to the Guardsmen. The group was forced to rest in a nearby parking garage without internet reception, with just one electrical outlet and one bathroom with 2 stalls for 5,000 troops. Temperatures in Washington were in the low 40s by nightfall. Alright. It says, yesterday dozens of senators and congressmen, now get a load of this, walked down our lines taking photos, shaking our hands and thanking us for our service. Within 24 hours, they had no further use for us and banished us to the corner of a parking garage, is what you see here. Alright? We feel incredibly betrayed. You see a Jake here with his back to us. You see a numbering right there on the floor. You see a number of them here. You know, Northern and Southern Kingdom right here. Alright. And it's like, okay, but how do you expect anybody to feel sorry for you? May I remind you of something in case your younger ones aren't aware of. During Vietnam, we had a particular statesman, alright, that said this about military types. His name was Kissinger, Henry Kissinger. Alright. And here's the question. Did Kissinger call military men dumb, stupid animals? Alright. Going on down, quote, on page 194 of the book. The book is called The Final Days. It says, in Hague's, that's Alexander Hague, General Alexander Hague at the time. In Hague's presence, Kissinger referred pointedly to military men as dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns for military policy. Foreign policy. Let me read that again. in Haig's presence, because Kissinger was prone to have outbursts because he had a real bad temper. It says Kissinger referred pointedly to military men as dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns for the foreign policy. Kissinger often took up a post outside the doorway to Haig's office and dressed him down in front of the secretaries for alleged acts of incompetence in which Haig was not even remotely involved. Once when the Air Force was authorized to resume bombing of North Vietnam, the planes did not fly on certain days because of bad weather. Kissinger assailed Haig. He complained bitterly that the generals had been screaming for the limits to be taken off, but that now their pilots were afraid to go up in a low fog. The country needed generals who could win battles, Kissinger said, not good briefers like Haig. So that's the whole thing. Right, so he, because you know you're going to have some, that was taken out of context. Alright, so that's why I read you the whole thing. Alright, so back to the article. It says Politico obtained photos showing, which is what I'm showing you here, showing Guard members packed together in the parking garage sleeping on the ground. All National Guard troops were told to vacate the Capitol and nearby congressional buildings on Thursday and to set up mobile command centers outside or in nearby hotels, another Guardsman confirmed. So they were told to take their rest breaks during their 12-hour shifts outside and in parking garages. Like I say, it's in the low 40s here at night. Next week it's going to be, I think Wednesday or Thursday, the high is going to be in the mid-30s. All right, it says top lawmakers from both parties took to Twitter to decry the decision and call for answers after Politico first reported the news Thursday, with some even offering their offices to be used as rest areas. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer tweeted, "If this is true, it's outrageous. I will get to the bottom of this," said Senator Tom Cotton, Republican, Arkansas, because you just know they're looking for ammunition. All right, they're looking for anything because they just been booted out. He said, this is Tom Cotton from Arkansas. He says, noted that the Capitol complex remains closed to members of the public. And this is the same asshole, Tom Cotton from Arkansas, that I did a video about his talking about Thanksgiving. And he's praising the pilgrims and all this and, you know, calling Native Americans who we know are Israelites, you know, talking about why is everybody in such an uproar over, you know, what happened. And wow, it just boggles the mind sometimes. Alright, so this is the thing. What we tell you, if you don't know who your enemy is by now, alright, again, how do you expect someone that keeps telling you this guy is the damn devil, he don't give a crap about you? You are a tool, alright? Whether you are in the Guard, whether you're in the regular military, whatever. You are a tool. Remember that part of, if anybody remembers, the first Under Siege with Steven Seagal. Before Seagal and, what's that guy's name? Tommy Lee Jones, his character, they get into a knife fight. Before then, they're talking, and Seagal, you know, like, you know, he said, we're both tools of the man, and that applies, you know, to those of us who are in, and those of you that are currently in. You're tools of the man. Point blank, period. Alright? A tool to be used for whatever he, you know. And you see, they're going to treat you any way they want to, too. This is Sirach, or Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Alright? Here it is. They bring you in here to save their ass. Then they take a photo out with you. And then within the next 24 hours, you're out literally in the street or in the parking garage. That's some bullshit. This is Proverbs 29. That is straight up BS. But again, look who you're dealing with. So I can, when it's sometime of the day when it decides to load, this is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And people are in mourning now for more reasons than, got this thing, you gotta wear a face diaper on your, for what? It's a ruse. Alright, let's look that up. This is a ruse used to distract the people from what's really going on. They're hoping you don't make the connections. Alright. Ruse, definition. Alright. Miriam. Here we go. Ruse. This is a wily subterfuge. Alright, so now, here we go. As a noun, it says these are synonyms. A trick, stratagem, maneuver, artifice, a feint. When you go, like in basketball, and you hear him say, well, he got his ankles broken when he makes that. That's a feint. An indirect means to gain an end. Trick may imply deception, roguishness, illusion, and either an evil or harmless end. Ruse stresses an attempt to mislead by a false impression. Used to entrap, outwit, circumvent, or surprise an opponent or enemy. There you go. I'm not going any further. But I will. Artifice implies ingenious contrivance or invention. Is it not? It's got everybody bamboozled. Alright. So there you go. That's ruse. Back to the article. Alright. It says, it says by 10 p.m. Senator Martin Heiner from New Mexico, Democrat, said the situation was being resolved and that the Guardsmen would be able to return indoors later in the night. Just made a number of calls and have been informed Capitol Police have apologized to the Guardsmen and they will be allowed back into the complex tonight. Someone was called on the carpet for that and had to dance one hell of a jig. Alright. And it's unclear whether heads are going to roll because of that, because the big thing about it is it leaked out. Alright. It leaked out. Oh boy. Tammy Duckworth, Democrat, Illinois, who lost both her legs in combat. I'll keep checking to make sure they are. So they're going to be up all in somebody's rear. This is a guard source confirmed late Thursday night that all troops in the parking garages were ordered to return inside the Capitol. Like I said, this leaked. Alright. Brigadier General Janine Burkhead, the Guard's inauguration task force commander, confirmed in a statement to Politico shortly after midnight that the troops were out of the garage and back into the Capitol buildings as authorized by the Capitol Police Watch Commander. They will take their breaks near Emancipation Hall going forward. Like I said, there was some major ass chewings over this. Alright? And it remains to be seen what further actions are going to be seen, because this is a major embarrassment. And it says in a statement, Capitol Police spokesperson Eva Maleki said the department recently asked that troop shifts be reduced from 12 hours to 8. That's another thing, in order to allow for traditional rest hours away from the Capitol complex. All right. The statement did not explain why the Guardsmen were forced into parking garages. All right. So they were using the fuck out of these guys. All right, because if you're armed, especially if you're armed, they have to limit the hours that you're, of course, on any type of guard, because you're not as alert, all right, as the hours pass. All right, it says on Friday morning, Capitol Police Chief Yogananda Pittman insisted in a statement that the department did not instruct the National Guard to vacate the Capitol building facilities. The department is also working with the Guard to reduce the need for sleeping accommodations by establishing shorter shifts, and will ensure they have access to the comfortable accommodations they absolutely deserve when the need arises. Like I said, plenty of people dancing on the carpet. Wow. Let's get some more scripts. Oh boy, I would have loved to have been in the room. Or as they say, a fly on the wall. They probably would have heard me laugh. This is Job chapter 17. Wow. I'm still trying to, damn. Verse 8. It says, upright men shall be astonished at this, and the innocent shall stir up himself against a hypocrite. People are tired more so now than ever, right? Because there's, hey, and we told you people what this guy was going to do once he got in the office. And what's one of the first things he did? All this, you thought you were going to get a break, you thought it was going to be over? Oh, hell no. So more legislation regarding this so-called pandemic, all right? And another thing he did was with this LGBTQ legislation, all right? Because that's another thing that's, I can see in the near future that's going to be a point of contention, all right? Because people are see, and that's you Jakes, that's a whole nother video. I'm not going to even go down there, but you don't realize you've been used and continue to be used, all right, by these jerk-offs. This is Psalms 12, and it's benefiting them, not you. Again, as soon as it loads. This is Psalms chapter 12, verse 8. It says, the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. Alright, and that's a sad thing about this. You're picking, and that's, in the commandments not to elect someone over you that's not of your nation, but our people keep falling victim to that. And like I say, what do you expect? Once again, the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. These are the people that you're putting over you. Let's look up that word vile. It's not good. Vilest. Worthlessness. Properly a shaking, perhaps a tempest, vilest. Alright. Let's look it up in adjective. Here it is. Vile. Alright. These are the people that you put in office to rule over you. I'm talking about you Jakes, because that's the only people of importance here. Vile. Let's get to it. Here we go. Unpleasant, immoral, and unacceptable. Extremely unpleasant. Here's some synonyms. Abhorrent, immorality, alright, meaning you got your own set of laws. Dissolutely, arch villain. Alright, amoral, like I said. Evil, obscene. Alright. Outrageous. There you go. These are the people. That's what other words for the people that you elect over you in this system. Alright. Wretched is another one. Alright, so let's close it out here. I got one more. I'm trying to remember what it was. It is, I think that's 28. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. I'll have to do it this way. Oh man. Let's see. Let's see. Here it is. I had it backwards. This is Sirach chapter 26 verse 28 says, "There be two things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry. A man of war that suffereth poverty, and men of understanding that are not set by, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin. The Most High Yahweh prepareth such an one for the sword." Alright. Man of war. How many Jakes do you see just not even trying to, just all you have to do is look up, alright, sleeping on the streets, that are bugged out of their mind, people that serve this country, alright, all the dirty tricks they did in all the world wars, and even the wars before that, alright, when Jake didn't get to enjoy the benefits that his Edomite counterparts did. There's countless stories of this, alright. Again, these things are going to continue to happen until you realize this place isn't for us. This is not our rest. Alright, so with that, I didn't intend for this to go on so long. Oh wow. So yeah, with that, once again, this is from newsbreak.com. Put them in parking garage. We feel incredibly betrayed. Thousands of guardsmen forced to vacate capital. This is some bullshit. Alright, so with that, once again, call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh, Ba'ashim Kamadash. Once again, double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone. So with that, Shalom.